Good evening, guys. Welcome to today's class. We're going to practically explain the 8 principles of graphic design, the 8 major principles of graphic design you need to know as a graphic designer. The first one now is emphasis, and we said it has to do with when an element stands out. Okay, let's practicalize it now. Let's say in a flyer, I don't know if you have noticed it, something like mid-year, then sales. Let's capitalize it, sales. Okay, let's reduce this size and increase this one. If you notice it, when you see a flyer like this, a sales flyer, you notice there is this word sales always emphasized on. It's always bigger than the rest letters. That's because the person wants you to notice the sales first. Like we said, emphasis has to do with, or emphasis in our design is what we want people to notice first. When we use emphasis in our design, we just want them to notice that particular thing first. So now we are emphasizing on this sales because we want everybody to know that we are hosting a sales. That's what we mean by emphasis. This sales alone explains the concept of emphasis. Moving on to the next is contrast, and we said that contrast has to do with difference. Contrasting elements are opposite elements. So let's use objects now to explain contrast. We're going to use circle. Okay, let's copy this circle, and this time we're going to reduce the size of the second one. Like this, we have now created contrast by context. If you notice it, the first circle is obviously bigger than the second circle, and by this contrast has been established, which is the difference between the two elements is called contrast, and difference between this element and this element is the size, difference by size, and that difference by size is called contrast. Apart from the difference by size, we can still establish contrast by, if we decide to make this one red, for instance. Now they are the same size. What size is this? Let's just, for confirmation, 50. Okay, they are the same size, but the difference here is that this is white and this is red. So we have established contrast again by difference in color. So moving on to the next now is white space. And we said white space in our design are part of our designs that is not occupied by other elements. Okay, like this our work right now, this part that's not being used is called white space. This bottommost part that is not used is called white space. This up part that is not used by anything, you can't see objects, you can't see illustration, you can't see text, you can't see even photos, it is called white space. Then the next one is movement. Movement has to do with the way our eyes scan through a page or a design. If you hold a flyer now, the way your eyes scan through from the main purpose of the flyer, which is emphasized, like using this our rough template right now. The way your eyes scans through this page, the way your eyes scan through, the first thing you notice is sales, like this. Sales, from sales to this big circle, to the red circle, to the mid-year sales. The way your eyes scan through this old template is called movement. Then the fifth one we said is repetition. So repetition brings art history to our design, and it makes it look consistent. So if, for instance, let's delete this and delete this. If, for instance, we want to, let's copy this word sales. Okay, sales. This mid-year sales, let's hide it first. Mid-year. Okay. Okay, let's put everything in the middle. Okay, like this, we have now established repetition. If you notice it, how the word sales that we repeated is consistent in a straight line order. So, like this, we have established the principle of repetition because sales is being repeated. The way you repeat a particular object, a particular illustration, picture, or text like this one now is called repetition. Moving on to the next is proportion, and proportion has to do with the size of an element in relationship to each other. The larger an object or a text is in a design, the more likely you are to notice it. The meaning it's more important. Okay, if we decide to increase this sales now, just increase it. You can notice the sales because it is larger, and as it's larger it is more important because you are emphasizing on it because you want us to notice it, because that's the most important thing you want us to see, which is sales, that you are organizing or hosting a sales. By doing this, you have established the principle of proportion. The next is balance. Well, we said balance is the way we position objects inside our design. There are two types of balance. There are symmetrical balance, there's symmetrical balance and asymmetrical balance. Symmetrical balance has to do with the elements has to do with when elements in one side is equal to the elements in the other side. That's the things that are written in this side of our design, be it logo, be it flyer, is equal to the other side, that is this side. Let's just copy for better understanding. Sorry, undo, copy, delete this. Undo, copy. Like this, the elements in this side, which is media sales, is balanced with this, is equal to the element in this other side, which is media sales. Like this, we have accomplished symmetrical balance. Okay, for asymmetrical balance, we said asymmetrical balance is when elements are not balanced in exactly the same way. That is when one side of a composition might have a larger element than the other side. Okay, let's just copy this to explain it better. Okay, let's just say this part of an element of our composition is filled with text, and then you decide to add shapes. Let's use circle. Let's copy it. Like this, our composition or our design is balanced, but it is balanced, but it's not mirrored in a symmetrical order. For the next, we said, which is the last one, alignment. And alignment focuses on the relationship between elements. We said there are three types of alignment, which is the center alignment, the left alignment, and the right alignment. Alignment building relationship between objects in the y-axis and the x-axis. Okay, so let's use a text to explain this alignment. Let's say mid-year sales is coming. Okay, let's make it nice. Okay, let's make it 3 lines this time. Okay. Okay, so if we want a right hand, okay, so now let's align it. Okay, this is like this is already aligned to the left. This is left side alignment, while this is center alignment and this is right alignment, because everything is aligned to the right. The year, the east, the coming is on a straight line in the right hand side, while this side, for the left hand side, is the mid-year, the sales, and the coming is aligned on a straight line on your left. The middle or the center alignment, you can see the mid-year, the sales is, and the coming is on a straight line but at the center. And that's all for the principles of alignment. Thank you very much for watching.